Disclaimer: this video is not intended for young audiences. It says so in the name. I'm not a child-friendly content creator. My videos serve the purpose of critiquing, educating, pulling apart fallacies so that those viewing my content can inform themselves on the matter and come to their own conclusion. Do not, under any circumstances, harass, dox, or threaten any of the users featured in this video. Thank you. Howdy, lovely DeathXX here, and yes, I know I've been gone for quite a while, and I'll explain at the end of this video. Right now, I just want to get straight to this, and this should be a pretty quick video, and I don't want to waste too much time in the intro. That in mind, enjoy. Today's video features Deviant Crow's video, Another Artist Cries Over Criticism.
The bitching and boo-hooing about, oh, people are criticizing my art! Oh, it's so hard on me! I have to get criticism like, you know, every artist does.
Nope, it's got nothing to do with the fact that the criticism in question does not aim to actually critique what is wrong with the art, but instead shames the artist for how they choose to portray women. Not in the slightest.
These kind of artists cover up the fact they don't like getting criticism with stupid bullshit. Like trying to point out a double standard that doesn't exist. The first thing they complain about is, oh, they call my art sexist. But isn't this drawing of a man also sexy? Isn't that sexist? Well, here's the difference, dumbass. You see, one's a power fantasy. Let's take JoJo's Bizarre Adventure as an example. Now, I don't watch that show, but I know it has a lot of strong men. The reason they have strong characters is because it's cool to see. It's a fantasy with power, a power fantasy. And even if you take out the power fantasy thing, you can at least say, oh man, this guy is strong, he has power. Meanwhile, drawing with this body figure and for mostly like sexual purposes can be seen as, you know, just drawing a sex object. Now, I'm not saying drawing porn is inherently bad because you're creating sex objects, but at least be fucking honest about it.
What, is muscle and power still not something to be sexualized on a male? What, do boobs or good hips not serve their own purposes? Gosh golly, guess I don't need these tits to feed my children, but that buff man right next to me sure needs his body to be ripped and powerful. All body preferences serve some sort of purpose. That doesn't mean it's just there for being sexual. And no one fucking said that they weren't there for sexual purposes. Just that it's fucking stupid to disapprove of one preference in a body type, but then shit on another when they're equally uncommon.
They call me a fat phobe. No, they fucking don't. Most of the time when I see bullshit posts like this, no one's complaining about, oh, you're a fat phobe. People are complaining that you gave your, like, little to no fucking girth or weight to her. You gave her unrealistic anatomy. Where are her organs at? They always ask me that. It's so unfair. No, it's fucking not. It's legitimate criticism. You ever heard of, anatomy? That's one of the things they teach you in, like, art school and shit. Or when you learn to draw, you want to learn to draw good anatomy. And, people can actually criticize you for having shit anatomy. You may have heard that this is unrealistic anatomy, and that's because it is. Well, it's somewhat realistic. You can probably get it with, like, plastic surgery, but you can't realistically get it. Well, what about this muscular body type? Well, first, it's actually okay anatomy. I can visualize this having fucking organs, so there's not a double standard there. Although this body type is hard to get, and for some it's impossible because some people don't have that body type, it's at least more realistic and looks good. And that's pretty much the gist of all of these fucking pictures.
Oh shit, someone doesn't know what art style and stylization is. The anatomy is fine, just not up to the standards of what an average person looks like. Comic styles, anime styles, and many art styles do the same damn thing. Also, keep in mind that the post you are talking about, the one I ironically commented on because why the hell not, was not addressing all criticism, but addressing the very obnoxious outright SJWs whose only criticisms are, that's objectifying and sexualizing women, which is gross and unjustified, woe is me, and then those same SJWs under the same fucking breath praising the sexualization of males.
I don't want to get criticism. It's not going to fucking affect you. If you work in any artistic profession, you're gonna get reasonable and unreasonable criticism. Bitching and moaning about it like this is just preaching to the fucking choir. If you don't like getting criticized for this, ignore it. Appeal to your own demographic and never grow. Or you can actually say, you know what, I'll take those criticisms into consideration and maybe, improve your art. But no, pretentious artists, there's a lot of fucking pretentious artists, rather complain that they're getting harsh criticism. Oh, boo fucking who? Now, I can understand criticizing critique. I do that a lot. However, there's a difference between critiquing someone's criticisms and whining about getting them. You're not saying, well, actually, this critique is wrong. You're just going like, I can't believe I'm getting this criticism. Double standard without, going on about it. And I know it's a Twitter post. You can't really do much with just a single Twitter post or even a drawing that matter to do it. But if you can't do it well, then don't do it at all.
I wonder why they're upset about the criticism they're receiving. I don't know, the potential couldn't be because the criticism isn't actually critique, it's just complete and utter bullshit spouted off by TERFs. Also, real smooth telling people that they should just stop doing art if they're not going to improve the way you want them to. May I remind you that there's a reason why they appeal to the demographic that they do? Because it was the kind of artwork that they wanted to go into in the first place, and maybe while they want to grow, they don't want to grow outside of that category because that's what appeals to them. Great. While you're at it, why don't you tell manga artists that they should stop drawing their stylized anatomy proportions the way they are and produce most things in realism style because their current style is unrealistic. There goes One Piece and 90% of most anime and mangas.
Oh. You know what, actually, I shouldn't say that. My videos aren't good or very good, but hey, they're good enough. They do what they're meant to do. But if you can't explain why the criticisms are bad in a good way, then why even fucking do it? But yet again, like I said earlier, this isn't to actually, explain why criticism is wrong. It's to get sympathy from other people. It's preaching to the choir without actually addressing those criticisms. It's funnily enough just laziness to get likes and retweets from men who feel like their sexualized art is being taken away even though it's fucking not. You can still make it, you're just getting criticized for it. Boo fucking who? Criticism? Oh, cry me a fucking river.
First of all, I doubt that they were doing it for the sake of sympathy for getting critiqued. It didn't even mention a specific instance of critique. For all we know, this isn't about them, but it's about what they have seen in the art community and things that irk them about it. I've commented on shit that pisses me off when it didn't happen to me, like most people's views on whitewashing. That's a video for some other time. The post could have been easily put in place just to be relatable without actually putting the artist in the situation. May I also just say that it is not just men getting flack for this, it is men and women alike, and a lot of people are fucking tired of it. As an artist, I want to hear, hey, try fixing this leg as it looks wonky, or hey, her/his head is too big, hey, feet don't move like that. What I don't want to hear is, hey, your character is too absurdly and unrealistically sexy. And chances are, if someone comes at me with that kind of criticism, I'm going to outright ignore it. I do agree people shouldn't make a serious fuss over bad criticism and just should go about their day as normal, but goddamn, telling people that pointing out a quite obvious double standard is critique dodging is fucking stupid. Final thoughts? Artists, if you get criticism like this, just ignore it. You don't have to acknowledge it, but don't try and fight it back. It's pointless, and that's just how you end up getting labeled as entitled artist. Take stuff like that with a grain of salt and move on. Your job is to move and grow at the pace that is comfortable for you, and if people want to interfere with that, then fuck them. Non-artsy people. Criticism is okay, of course, but your character is too sexy is not a criticism. If you're one of those people who just, don't like over-sexualized art, then just don't look at the art and go look for artists who make art that leans more towards your own preference. Do not go out of your way to harass artists because you think they should do things a certain way. But before we end things off, I want to show off some screenshots involving another person that I actually discussed this with, who is honestly a prime example of what the post was being directed at. Names and faces will be blocked out. This is a human being saying that the criticism is valid simply because they stated that they viewed all art as a political statement, despite the fact that not all art is made to be a political statement. And because of their political views, they saw this as valid criticism. In my own interpretation of the post, it seems that they're pointing out the fact that people are forcing gender politics into criticism. I say that with quotation marks around it, when there is no political meaning behind the art. Now, if the originator of this post wants to tell me otherwise, that's fine, but this is simply how I view the post. As for the creator of this video, while I see where he's coming from, and I think he just has a blunt approach with his opinions, I really think he's not looking at this from both angles, and that he's just chalking it up to being criticism dodging, when really, this is people bringing politics where it absolutely should not be. This was a pretty quick video, and I know it's been a while since I've uploaded. I've been on slight hiatus due to not knowing what I really wanted to do with this channel, and all I can say is bear with me while I go through this. I'm kind of trying to rebrand myself as an art channel for the purpose of rants surrounding art and interesting art concepts that have yet to been brought to my attention. That in mind, thank you all for watching this, and this is Lovely Death XX signing off.